On second thought, tell me one of those stories. Your choice.
Very well. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
The following messages were recovered from the Imperial Prison Barge Purge after its discovery in the unknown regions, with the exception of certain elements that have been redacted upon the request of specific parties or individuals. These letters and notations are presented here unedited, with their original spelling and syntax intact in the interest of galactic scholarship. Letter from Armo Drain inmate ICN 20020 to his wife Tosuk Drain. Dear Tso, well, it's morning again. Plenty of time to write and think. The guards say that we are still 6 days out from our detention moon, but I don't know if I believe them. Seems like we've already been gone a long time. The food here isn't as bad as I thought. I keep to myself and try to keep my head down. A guard named Wembley said he tried to get this letter back to you, and so I hope he does. Someday I hope I can get a chance to explain what I did. If it makes things easier for you and Jolly, it was worth it. Meanwhile, I hope this letter reaches you in good health and the farm is not giving you too much trouble. Your loving, Arno. P.S. Don't forget to check the humidity sensor on the water vaporator on the south quadrant. You know how it gets bound up. P.P.S. If Moran Boss comes by again and tells you we still owe him back pay for last season, you send him packing. He is a piker and he was already paid once for that harvest. Found written on the wall of the Purge's mess hall. Warden Cloth eats IT from Trig Longo inmate ICN 299,282 to Jills Longo. Hey Dad, I just found this letter that Kale was writing to you. He is asleep right now and doesn't know I found it under the mattress. But there was a little space left at the bottom to write this. I think we're the only ones left. For a long time, everybody was yelling, "Let us out so we at least have a chance." Stuff like that. The Rhodians in the cell across from ours died. Then the rest of them did too. Now it's so quiet. I can smell the bodies locked up around us. They are starting to rot. There are no guards left either. I don't know why we didn't get sick. Whatever it is, Kale and I must be immune to it. If no one comes to let us out, we'll starve to death in here. I'm not hungry, but I'm thirsty and I don't want to die in here running out of room. Wait, I think I just heard something on the other side of the hall. It sounds like footsteps heading this way. Maybe we'll be alright after all. I think someone's coming. Letter from Ductroy Os inmate ICN 1198. Eka Ductroy the header. Eka Ductroy the crew. To Buffett Einer, known associate. Hello Einer, remember me? I hope so. You probably think I'm not your problem anymore. Double-crossing me on that spice run must have seemed like a great idea at the time. Rat me out to the Imperials, keep the shipment and the payday. Then I'm out of your hair forever, right? Bad news, Einer. That shipment wasn't mine. It was a run for a Hutt clan. But I'm not going to tell you which one. Congratulations, you just stole from the most vicious crime syndicate in the galaxy. You picked the wrong mark this time, Nerf. There's not a fixer out there that can square things for you now. I might be spending the rest of my life rotting away on a miserable detention moon, but I'm going to be sitting back smiling as I think of all the things the Hutts are going to do to you before they finally let you die. Signed D.O. From Purge Flight Deck Auto Response System, error message 156, 2,110 hours, current inmate census unobtainable. Current lifeform calibration readings insufficient for census. Please recalibrate lifeform by rhythm criteria. Found on the wall of the Purge's sickbay. This is, everybody dies. From Imperial Corrections Officer Omar Zook to his wife Kai Zook, Hannah City, Shindrilla. Dear Kai, I know I told you and the kids I would be home after this run, but that is not going to happen. I'm sorry to say that something has gone wrong on the barge. Everybody is getting sick and nobody knows why. At first they said to keep quiet about it, but now it doesn't seem to matter. Almost everybody has died so far. At first I thought I was going to be okay, but now it looks like I have it too. I'm sorry, Kai. I know this is going to be hard on the boys. Will you please tell them their daddy loved them? I'm so sorry this is how things turned out. But tell them I served to the best of my abilities and I was not a coward and never scared. And I love you with all my heart. Signed from Noxac on it. inmate ICN 148,901 to eligible recipient, to eligible. What's up, my brother? You never guess where I am. Yes, they finally caught me. It is the big time now for me, you bet. People were eligible now, that's for sure. Remember, I always said, not Sackharter will be foremost yet. Right now we are in a prison barge, but it is broken down HA. Somewhere who knows where. Crazy, right? Well, get this. Now we have been in lockdown now for 5 whole hours, and I have not seen a single guard for that whole time. They gave up. Come to think of it, we should have gone to the mess by now. I'm sure hungry. And plus also my cellmate is illegible in his bunk. I think he is sick or something. He'll be fine though. I always was lucky. And next from Kale Longo, inmate ICN 544,450 to Jills Longo, inmate ICN 28,740. Deceased. Dear Dad, pretty weird writing to a dead person, right? Except it doesn't feel any weirder than any of the other stuff that's been happening lately. Our detention level has been in lockdown for several hours now with no explanation from the powers that be. I don't think anybody knows what's going on. The barge broke down sometime this afternoon. Wembley slid by to tell us they found a derelict Star Destroyer and sent a crew up to scavenge parts, but that's the last I've heard about it. I can tell Trig is really scared, and I'm trying to think of all the things that you do to make him feel better, but it's not helping. I keep thinking if you were still here, it would be okay. I know you always said not to have any regrets, but I wish I had been with you in the Medbay that last time. I tried to get Trig to talk about what happened, but you know how he is about stuff like that. Mister, keep to myself. A guard just went running past our cell in an isolation suit. It was torn open around the mask and it looked like he was bleeding. I wish I knew more about what was happening. I hope unfinished. And signed from Dr. Cody to her father. Dear Dad, I don't have much time, but I wanted to get this down while I had a chance. Things here have changed dramatically. In the last 2 hours, my medbay has been overrun with sick inmates, guards, and troopers, many of whom have already died while in my care. My medical drawer and I have no idea what type of infection we're dealing with, only that it's extremely aggressive and traditional treatment seems completely ineffective. First, our isolation and quarantine countermeasures have no effect. Although I haven't found any sign of contamination in myself yet, I can't help but think it may be inevitable. There is sickness and despair everywhere, confusion and complete breakdown of order on every level. I just saw a stormtrooper in the hallway take off his helmet and put his blaster to his head. He was crying when he did it. Even now, I don't regret what I've done here and continue to try my best to help. I will try to write again if I get the chance, but now must go. From Dr. Zahara Cody, Chief Medical Officer, to her father, Chief Land Cody. Dear Dad, I'm writing to you instead of Mother because I hope you understand what I'm about to say in the context that it's intended. I've given a lot of thought to what you said, and I've reluctantly come to the conclusion that you're right. Consequently, I'm resigning my post here after this mission is complete and will be coming back to Redacted to take my place in the Redacted organization. I certainly don't regret the choices that brought me this far. Working for Imperial Corrections, I've gained invaluable life experiences and learned more about myself than I'd ever imagined. But events have unfolded here aboard the Purge in the past few weeks that have forced me to reevaluate my priorities. So I will see you and Mom soon. I hope to be back aboard a transport headed to the core worlds by next week's end. It may take a bit longer. There's something wrong with our engines, but I'm sure it will be fixed soon enough. Love, Sour from Bisley Cloth, Warden, to SGT. Hazar Yukevich, Regional Director, Imperial Corrections Service. Dear Sir, I'm writing to inform you to the best of my abilities of the regrettable circumstances recently besetting the Imperial Barge Purge. These are the facts. At 9:45 this morning, our main engine thrusters became non-functional. We were able to dispatch a maintenance crew to a derelict Star Destroyer for replacement parts, and initially the mission seemed like it was a success. What happened next was less clear. It appears as though the engineer and crew may have been exposed to some type of infectious process. When questioned in medbay, the only thing that any of them were able to tell us is the word Blackwing. Database searches under this word yield no results except for one arcane reference to Redacted in the Redacted. In the interest of maintaining order, I have followed standard operation procedure and quarantined the non-infected crew and myself in the appropriate facilities. We have sent distress signals to any and all nearby Imperial craft and have no intention of evacuating the barge unless it is absolutely necessary. Thank you in advance for your understanding, Warden Bisley Cloth.